Hello and welcome to the next session of the Python tutorial series. In this session, I'll discuss about the tuple. You can pronounce as a tuple or tuple, so it doesn't matter. We'll see that what is a tuple and how to use in programming. So first point that what is a tuple? Here you can see that tuple is similar to the list. It means if you have a practice with the list, then there will be no problem with handling with the tuples. So what is the major difference between the tuple and list? There is only one difference. Only one difference between tuple and lists are mutable and tuples are immutable objects. So I hope this point is clear because the mutable and immutable I have already discussed in a separate video where I have already explained that what is the meaning of mutable and what is the meaning of immutable. Immutable means we cannot make changes into the existing object. So in a tuple existing object we cannot make changes. Okay. And one more thing that you need to remember, that is also tuples are hashable, whereas lists are not. So this point, just remember this one, because when I will discuss about the hashing techniques, hashing in Python, then I'll come to this point. Okay, so next point is how to create the tuple in Python. So it is very simple as we create the list by using the square bracket. So tuples are represented by the parenthesis and elements will be separated by comma as we separate into the list. But the and to create this, if you write like t is equal, then you can write t tuple 1 comma 2 comma 3, so any value you can put into your tuple. So remember this one, that tuples are represented by parentheses. There is one special thing that is with tuple is if you do not specify the parentheses. Okay, suppose if I do not specify the parenthesis and I write the values separated by comma, so it also makes a tuple. How to check that the variables type, data type? Then we have already know that how to check, so we can use the type method. Just look at here. So it will tell you that what is the type of this t. So it says that tuple is t is tuple. So we can say that the parenthesis is optional, but the standard programming says we should mark the parenthesis when we are declaring any tuple. Okay, so read once. Tuple can be created by placing sequence of values separated by comma with or without the use of parenthesis. But the standard syntax says we should use parenthesis to define a tuple. It increases the readability. So look at here, my tuple. Just look at here. If you want to create any empty tuple, then you can use the parenthesis only, or you can use the tuple method. So here, if I write this one, then it will create empty tuple, or if I write this syntax, then it will also create the empty tuple in my application. So I hope the syntax is clear to how to create empty tuple. If you want to create tuple with element, then you need to write only your tuple name and then separated by the comma. Yes, a tuple can also have the mixed values, so you can create any type of the values. One thing more, tuples are also ordered collection of elements, means it also follows the indexes, positive index as well as the negative index. So here I'm not going to show you that what is the positive and how the negative indexes are placed. If you have learned the previous tutorial, that is list, then you always you better know that how to do the indexing. Tuples with a single element, it's a little bit tricky because suppose if you want to create a tuple here, if I write 1. Okay, so if you want to create a tuple with a single element, so it will not create a tuple. Just look at here. It will create a variable that is a type of int. So whatever the type you will write, it will create that type. So here you can see that it is a type of a string. So it is very important to remember that if you want to create a tuple with a single element, then you must put a comma at the end. Okay, now you can see that now it is tuple. Okay, so with a single element, it's an exceptional case. You can say if you have one value, one element, and you want to create a tuple, then this syntax will work. Creating a tuple with one element, it's a little bit tricky. Having one element in a parenthesis is not sufficient. There must be a trailing comma to make it tuple. Okay, so I hope these syntaxes are clear. How to access the elements of the tuple? So you can access the elements by indexing and by using tuple slicing. So we have already learned in the list as well as in the string that how to access the elements by indexing and by slicing. So one more thing, one more time, I'll just repeat here. Suppose the tuple has values 30, 40, and you want to access the elements. Okay, so you can write here the tuple name and the index of the value that you want to access. So I want to access the index number 0. So look at here, it will give you the answer 10 because at 0th index 10. If I write 1, then you can see here that it will return you 20. Okay. Similarly, you can slice it. Slicing, we have already learned that we perform. This is called slicing. So it will return whole tuple because it starts from the 0 until the length of your iterable object, that is your tuple. Now, if you want that the value should be from first index to third index, so you can write 1:3. So look at here that it will give you the value from 1 to third. As we know that the third index always exclude. Similarly, if you want to reverse it, so here you can write -1. Okay, you can see that is it returns uh, the reverse of your tuple. Uh, One more thing, just I want to recall because tuples are immutable objects. So suppose if I write this one, so let's check that uh, will it make changes into our actual tuple or not? Okay, look at here though. So you can see here the actual tuple doesn't get changed. Even in list also, it doesn't get changed. Next is some tuple operations. So concatenation of tuples. Suppose you have one tuple is T1, second tuple is T2, and it has some values 1, 2, 3. So to concat tuples, we use plus operator. Okay, so T1 plus T2. So it will create a new tuple which uh, will have all the elements from T1 and T2. This one. So let's check that what is the value of T3 we are getting. So we can see here that it contains all the values which are available in T1 and T2. Repeat a tuple many times. So for that you need to use the repetition operator. We have already learned in a string as well as in list. Suppose this is my T1 and I want to repeat it for 5 times. So I will write multiply, this is the repetition operator, and 5 times, and let's see that what is the value of T2. So you can see here that T2 has 10, 20 5 times, 10, 21, 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20, and 10, 20. Okay, so this is called the repetition operator. Updation of the tuple element. So as we know that tuples are immutable. So if you try to do like I want to update the value of 0th index with any other value, okay, and after that you try to print this, then you can see here that it will show you error because tuples cannot be modified. Tuples are immutable type of object, so it cannot be modified. Tuple deletion. So similarly, we know that to delete, we use the del operator. So if you try to delete tuples any index value, okay, suppose I want to delete the value of 0th index, and after that I try to print T1. Okay, so again we are trying to perform the updation into the existing tuples object, and it is not permissible, so it will also raise an error, that is support object doesn't support the items deletion. But one thing you can do is you can delete the whole tuple. Okay, the elements are not permissible, but you can delete the whole tuples. So if I write del and t1, so t1 will delete, and after that if I try to access t1, so it will say you that t1 is not defined. Just look at here, the error gets changed because now t1 has been deleted. So deletion is possible, but not the element. The whole tuple you can delete. Now come to few methods. First method is count. So similarly, if you have elements in your tuple, for example, this one is your tuple, and you want to count that how many times value is available in your tuple, then you can use a t1 dot count, and I want to count 20, that how many times 20 is here. So you can see that it will return the counting, that is 2. So count will return the counting of element in your tuple. Index, if you want to get the index of any elements, so you can get the index also. So if I want to get the index of 20, then you can see here that it will return 1. So if you have multiple values, then it will return the first element's index. Okay, so you can get the index of any element. All any I will tell you, just wait. Len function, we have already seen that it will return the length of your tuple. So you can use len of t1, so it will return that how many elements are available in your tuple. So you can see here that it returns 6. So it means there are 6 elements in my tuple. Similarly, max, min, and sum. So if you want to calculate the maximum value in my tuple, then you can see here that it returns 40. Similarly, you can use min function also. So it will return the minimum. Okay. And if you want to find out what is the sum of all the elements, so you do not need to call the loop. You just need to call the method of sum, and it will return the addition of all the elements. But make sure that all the elements are type of number. Okay. It should not contain any element. For example, if I write h, then if I call here that is sum, then it will show you error. So it is one thing, and this is one point that you need to remember. Another method is sorted. If you want to sort your list, tuple, then you can call the sorted method. And as we know that the sorted always return a list. Okay, it doesn't return a it it will not return a tuple. It will return list. If you want to see, then I can call the print and type method, and here you can check that what is the type of C, and here you can see that the type of C is list, but the values are in sorted order. Okay, so if you want to sort, then you can use sorted. Next is called a tuple. If you have any sequence, then you can convert that sequence into tuple also. So to convert, suppose if I have a list L is equal 1 comma 2 comma 3, and I want to convert into tuple, then I can call the method tuple, and here I will pass that sequence. Okay, now if I print the value of t, then you can see here that list will be converted into tuple. So this is one method also that you can use. All any method is used to check whether the all elements are true or false. So it will return true if all the elements are true, returns true if all elements are true, if or if tuple is empty. So look at here, all the elements true means that it should not be 0 and or none. Okay, we know that the 0 and none is considered as false in Python. If I write 1 2 3 4, and if I check that all and t, then here you can find that it will return that true. Okay, if I make any element as 0, so it will return false. And I have already explained this method in built-in functions tutorial also, so you can go and watch that video. uh, if the tuple is empty, for example this one, so if I check that all, then it will return true. Okay, Any means if it finds any element as true. So 1 comma 2 comma 3. So if I write any, so it find that any element is true, then it will return true. So here you can see that all the elements are true, so obvious it will be true. If I write 0 0 0 0 and if I call any, then it will return false because no element is true. If I make one element in this tuple is true, then you can see here that it will return true. So any element is true, then it will return true. So I hope these methods are also clear. So one more method that I want to discuss is called numerate. Numerate method will return the numerate type of the object. Suppose you have um, elements like 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. It is very useful method. Okay, uh, so you can call the method as enumerate, and here you can pass the value of this tuple and it will return the value of x. Now check the type of x. First of all, print the type of x here, and here you can see that it will show you that numerate object at this position, so it will return the address. Now you can convert this object into any iterable object. Suppose you want to convert into the tuple, then you can call it as x1 is equal, we can convert by using tuple method, so you can write x. Now here you can print the x1 value. Look at here. So now you can see that every element that here is combinedly return make a pair of values. Okay, so now 10 is combined with 0. Okay, and 20 is 1 and 30 is 2 and 40 is 3. So why it happens, I will tell you. Okay, so just enumerate, just look at here. So you can convert into tuple, as well as if you want to convert into the list, then you can convert into list also. Just look at here by using list method. Okay, so the difference between the previous and the output and this output is the type. Here you can see that the type of this output is list and the previous output was tuple. Actually, numerate always starts from the 0, so it makes a pair of values that is passed as to numerate it. Okay, so it will make a pair of values by default from 0. Okay, so 0, 10, 1, 20, 2, 30, and uh, 3, 40. If you want to, so this is the default nature that it starts from the 0. If you want to start from any other number, so you can write like here that I want to start from 1. So as you can see that 1 is 10 and 220, 330, and 440. Even you can start from any number. So if you write 10, then you can see here that 10, 10, then 11, 12, and 13. Actually, it is very useful when we perform any counting type of logic in our application. So when I'll discuss about some programming stuff, then I'll use this and it will be more clear that time. So enumerate this one. If you want to iterate this value, then you can write for, and we know that it will return the pair of values, so we can write I comma j. So the first value will be in I, this value will be I, and this value will be j for the first element. Okay, for the second iteration, this will be for I and this will be for j, and here is write in x. Okay, so let me print I comma j. So now you can see that 10, 10, 11, 20, 12, 30, and 13, 40. So I'll make it as a default. So look at here. So 0, 10, 120, 230, and 340. So this is the numerate method. So I hope this method is also clear. One more method is available that is called reversed. If you want to reverse your tuple, then you can call the reverse method also. And reverse method, let me print the value of x first of all. Now you can see that it will not show you the values. So reversed will return the reverse type of object. And if you want to convert into any other type, then you need to write, for example, if you want to convert into tuple, then you will write tuple, and after that you will write t. Now if I print x1, then you can see here that it will print a reverse tuple of a given tuple. Okay. Similarly, if you want to convert into the list, then you can write the list, and here, okay, sorry, here, let me type x one more time. Now you can see here that this is the reverse value of the given tuple. If you want to convert this x into list, then you can call the method list. Okay, just look at here. So 4, 30, 20, 10, the difference between the previous and this output is only the type, that is the list, and the previous one was tuple. So this is the reversed method. So I hope the methods are clear to all of you. Just do the practice. It will make more clear. Tuple iteration, you can do the tuple iteration by using for loop. So for int. So one by one, it will give you the value of tuples element, and you can get all the values. So this is called tuple iteration. So this is all about the tuple. Just do the practice. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this tuple session is now clear to all of you. If you have still doubt, then you can put your queries into comment box. So please comment your views, like, comment, and share the videos. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.